morning, everyone. As you can see, our longtime co-host, Ned Tarmey, passed away yesterday. May he rest in peace. Good guy, and well-deserved reward to be sitting in heaven this morning with his family. We'll be with you in a minute or so. Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome to the Dawn Patrol, and City Life will start at 7 o'clock, right? Yep. It's just John and I right now against the world, right? Tommy Bowmill is off today, and
so is Bob Hoey. He's off today.
And Bob Hoey is off today.
Bob Hoey's on the mend, but he has his car, so.
He has his car?
He has his car. He picked
his car up. Oh, is he back driving?
He picked his car up the other day. I haven't asked him that, but he had his car picked up, so.
Oh, that's good. That's
so,
good.
Ned Tarmey, rest in peace, Ned. Cadillac of a guy. Always enjoys Ned. He'd tell you where the dog died.
Absolutely. Ned was a one-of-a-kind gentleman. I've only known Ned now for a few years, and Ned was one Democrat that I liked, and I liked a lot. He was, you could go toe-to-toe with Ned, as we had a couple times, relative to the current political state, and Ned was always a gentleman. And even the world lost a real gentleman when we lost him. Fortunately, the individual who was probably part of the reason why he left a little earlier than he might have is paying his dues.
He's going to jail for at least 10, maybe 20 years.
And I'm glad Ned got to see that.
That's the last time I saw Ned. Was at the trial up in Manchester. He was in very good spirits that day, and the chatterbox that he is, he was chattering away. So it was good that he saw the sentencing that day. Yeah,
right. Ned knew a lot about the inner workings of Lowell politics. Would you say?
Yeah, he could go into the Wayback Machine and name names.
Do you think he knew where some of the bodies were?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Great guy.
He knew why. Well, another good guy about who knows where stuff is Senator Phil Shea. But Ned was in his own league because he worked inside the city So he knew who was lying and who wasn't lying, and he was fantastic with that stuff.
Yeah. I'll miss him because he was a good debater. He could bring out, like you said, he knew a lot of information that your normal individual in the peripherals of politics in Lowell and the area couldn't remember or wouldn't remember, to say the least.
Well, the good thing about Ned, you could have a knockdown, drag-out fight with him on television.
Oh.
And go out to breakfast with him right after.
Yeah.
And it didn't faze him at all.
But you see, that's a lot of what's missing today, John. I remember the days when you could do that with almost everybody, and you'd still go out, have a drink, go out for dinner, whatever, You'd be on the floor of the board. I remember when I was living in Chelsea, politics down there was a sport, right? But winning and losing on the floor of the Board of Aldermen was important to people, right? And the same thing holds true with Lowell. Winning and losing a debate or an issue was very important.
Well, the nice thing about Ned is he was a blue underwear Democrat. He was a Democrat through and through and through.
Yes.
And he was disappointed with the way the party's been going recently, but still, proud Democrat.
Yeah. But he knew the difference between right and wrong. He wouldn't defend things that he didn't think were what he believed, right?
Yeah, that's true.
He wouldn't defend things. He'd kind of couch it a little bit. He wouldn't really knock it. It's loyalty to the end, to the party. But he also would agree. He would say, hey, Trump was right on this one. Maybe the Republicans are right on that one. But that's what bipartisanism is all about, right?
Correct.
Finding common ground and owning it.
So we're going to be talking about Ned on and off all this morning. But yesterday, you had quite the event in delightful Dracut.
Oh, yeah.
Can you, since the Dracuteers are listening this morning, what happened at the school committee meeting?
Well, there's been a lot of...
It was supposed to be a good one,
Yeah.
and it wasn't.
Yeah, it ended up not being... Well...
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Is that what we should
Yeah,
say?
yeah. The flair for dramatics in politics in Dracut is more of, I want to say, a dud, right? Because most people in Dracut politics today don't want to ruffle any feathers or to really get to the bottom of things, right?
Correct.
They want to deflect. They want to push off blame. Well, I guess to give a little bit of a review, the last time I was on, we talked about the Parker Avenue School building, which was leased to the collaborative back in 2013. At that time, I was on the Board of Selectmen, and I opposed that because I wanted to get the building back on to the tax rolls to start expanding the tax base, right?
Yep.
And, I was defeated on that, and that's all well and good. I know when to move on. But then come 12, 13 years later, the lease has been discovered to have been done wrong at that time, right? So at the time, it was leased to a collaborative called Valley Collaborative, which was an educational institute with a organizational structure much like your town or your city. But
Yep.
It was a political subdivision, right? Move ahead 2 or 3 years, collaborative starts to realize they don't need the building anymore. They go on to greener pastures, and in comes CTI. Now, CTI is a different animal. CTI is not a political subdivision. It doesn't have the kind of school department structure that your school department has with a governing board and what have you. It's a NGO. It's a non-profit. And we know what non-profits do.
NGO.
Yeah.
Non-government agency.
non-government organization.
Organization.
Yes. And what they do is
I forget to turn on Facebook.
yeah, what they work off of is they work off of funding provided by individuals or, funding agencies.
CTI is a great organization.
I'm not saying they're not.
Fantastic organization. I've never served on a board as unique and well-intended as the CTI board.
Right. I know when Karen Fredericks ran it, I know she's retired now,
Yeah.
but I know that when Karen Fredericks ran it, you could bet that it was going to be of the highest caliber, right?
Well, Karen Frederick, she grew through that whole industry. She knew CTI in and out, and she was quite the gal.
Yep.
And I was lucky to serve on the board that hired her, and she brought it to new levels like nobody
I'm
else.
very happy that she has done a good job and that she's now enjoying a very much well-deserved retirement. But
Yeah.
so income CTI, it's a whole different animal, right? When the first time that this lease went out to bid, didn't go out to bid, by the way, when the subject came up, it was brought up by the school department. They were looking to have a new revenue source that would help them with their budget. The problem with it was that the town wasn't seeing any of the money whatsoever coming out of that lease. It was all pretty much going to the school department, and it was going in a way
So
that
the
wasn't.
town was still getting it, but only the school department.
Right, it wasn't really coming through the general fund of the town. So it would go directly to this school department. In terms of the first year, it was like $190,000 a year for that lease. So as time went on, they set up a revolving account, and that money was supposed to be used for maintenance in buildings. Didn't matter which building it was, but maintenance of the buildings within the confines of the school department. So as time wore on, CTI stepped in, and again, when the Valley Collaborative was involved, it was a political subdivision, so it didn't need to be declared surplus, even though it should have been declared surplus and still go through the process, right?
Yep.
So CTI comes in and gets all the luxuries of a government agency, and there's no RFP, which is a request for proposals, to see if anybody else was interested in that building, to see whether we could get a better bang for our buck, so to speak.
Is that a law, in your mind, is that a law, you have to do that?
It's a law, yes. You have to do it. There was no request for proposal.
Now, how about when you look for a new town manager? Is it a law, you have to do a worldwide search, or do you just
You
pick
could
one of
do a
your
local
friends?
search, but you have to have a
Keyword
search.
can. Is there a law you have to do a search?
No, I don't believe there is.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
I don't believe there is. I believe you could just pick who you want. If you get, you know what they say in politics? The only qualification you need is the majority vote, right?
That's correct.
So if you wanted to be superintendent of the schools in Drake, all you had to do is have somebody line up the votes. And that somebody doesn't necessarily have to be a member of the school committee. It could be somebody outside of that that's just lining up the votes, right? It could be a member of the school department that goes out and says, hey, I think we'd like to have Stephen Stone come back.
Isn't Stephen Stone still there?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
but he was the director of special ed and had left the town.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. he
I always
left
liked
the town.
Stephen. I always liked Stephen.
Yeah, he left the town, and he was coming in to replace someone they wanted gone, which, and this particular person got the votes, and got 2 school committee members on board, and then from there, they got the majority votes to bring Stephen Stone back in. Well, that's how I remember it anyways, right? Of course, some people may rewrite history and change that. But I go off topic a little bit here. So CTI is now getting the no bid contract, a lease, no RFP.
And they're getting out of town ignorance. I don't think do you think there's deliberacy here? Or ignorance?
I think people knew what the law was.
Okay, wait a second, Mr. Political Answer Man.
Yep.
Do you think it was deliberate, the heck with the law? Or do you think it was, we didn't know there was a law?
I can't say that, yes or no on that.
Because no one like the likes of Tony Archinsky.
Oh, no, I don't think the Board of Selectmen had anything to do.
And like Rebecca Duda. I don't think that either one of those, and the other people I know serve on boards out there.
But John, do you think people turn a blind eye to things at certain times? Don't ask a question that might be relevant? Yeah. Just the fact that you're pausing tells me everything you need to know.
It depends on what it is. I mean, if the town manager shows up on a brand spanking new Rolls-Royce police cruiser,
Yep.
with the Dracut number 9 plate on the Dracut Police number 9.
Which I don't believe he has one like that, does he? I think he has I'm not sure. I think he has a town-owned car, but
What I'm saying is, when he shows up in a completely unmarked, brand spanking new Cadillac Escalade with the Dracut plates on the car,
Right.
it's an unmarked vehicle completely,
Yeah,
I'd say, I don't like that.
yeah,
I would bring it up as an elected official. It's a town car, should be marked Dracut Police, and it should have police plates on the car.
yeah.
Oh, but they'll make up some excuse for it. I don't care what you say. This is what I want on that car.
Right.
If he wants us to pay for his gas, and he's going to drive it all over the place, and he is the top cop in town, I want the vehicle dressed properly.
Well, they think the blue plate tells everything. Now, let's be clear. We're not sure whether the superintendent has one of those cars, so we don't want to put something out that we're not positive of. But we do know there is an administrator that has one of those vehicles.
If he did show up like
Yeah.
that, I think Tony Archinsky would ask a question.
Probably, yeah. If he knew about it, probably, yeah. But I think that sometimes people in politics say, they're used to this, let's just do it and beg for forgiveness later. You've heard that song. You've heard that, right?
The Catholic way.
Right. Let's just do it.
Bishop McNamara taught me that, John. No, you just go ahead, do it, and then beg for forgiveness.
Who taught you that?
Bishop McNamara.
Yeah, there you go.
Late, great Bishop McNamara. He used to live right down the street in St. Peter's Rectory, and I got pretty friendly with him. We used to go to lunch and chit-chat, and we had a lot of laughs together. He's a good guy.
Yes. And, many people have done that over the years. As a kid,
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if Mommy would like me to have that brownie today, but I'm going to have the brownie, and then if she finds out, I'll beg for forgiveness, right?
Yeah. So
and 9 out of 10 times it works.
It's a lot easier to just forge ahead. Let's just get this done. And it's like, it's snowing out. We have to put a bid out to get a snowplow. No, let's get this kid driving down the doggone street right here. Hey, buddy, plow this driveway. How much you want? $25. Okay, fine.
Well,
Sometimes you have to do stuff.
You're right. They'll classify that as an emergency, and then we'll decide later whether or not it was an emergency.
Well, we knew it was going to be winter. Why didn't we hire him 6 months ago?
Exactly. So back to this lease. So the lease is given to CTI, right? 12 years later or 10 years later, whatever amount of time they've had the lease. The lease is coming to an end, right? And now you have a new town manager who has no historical history, he has no historical knowledge about this particular lease, and she gets sent this lease extension to her. And she says, what is this all about? right? And her being very astute in procurement and the law concerning how to, dispose of or lease a town-owned building that might be in the custody of the schools, she digs in and she looks and she tries to get information and she's getting bits
Do you
and
think
pieces.
she was tipped off?
I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be
Do you
surprised.
know her well enough to ask her?
Yeah, I do, but I've actually,
Well, kindly ask her that. Just say, look, one of my friends is one. Did you get tipped off?
yeah,
Because usually a tattletale will turn you right. Like in Lowell, the best tattletales are the cops.
yeah,
Those people, those guys and gals are fantastic.
yeah,
They say, hey, Mac, you got a sec?
yeah. You got to talk about this on your show, right?
Leave me out of it. Leave me out of it.
Yeah, oh yeah, all the time. I don't want my name associated with because it puts a target on the back. But it's okay that John McDonough has the target.
Well, that's what media is supposed to do. It's not.
Yeah.
Well, John, the only reason we pick on the city or the town is they can't sue us. If I pick on Zimini Motors as being a bunch of crooks, or you pick on McDonough Brownie Company for having unhealthy foods, we can sue you.
Yep.
But the city or town, they can't sue media. So that's why the newspaper, the radio station, the TV station goes after the local media because it's no holds barred.
Tell the folks why
As long as we stay truthful, you
Right.
can pretty much say anything you want about an elected official.
Right, and you have to have intent. You have to know that you're saying something that is untrue, and the intent is to say it that it's untrue. But it's your opinion, right? You are entitled to an opinion under the First Amendment, correct?
Yeah,
speech.
factual, except when it comes to government.
Right. Right. Because you can speculate all you want, right?
So I put you off track there. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. So where was I? I was talking about the lease. So
Yeah.
the lease comes forward and the manager gets this extension, and that's how I think she found out, but it could be another way. But she gets this extension that the school department wants her to sign.
Yep.
So she brings it to the procurement officer and to the town lawyers, and she asks legitimate questions. Was everything followed? Was all the law followed?
She's asking her employees.
She's asking her employees.
Did she give the employees direction?
Yeah, she said, find out if we've got all this information as to, was the properties declared surplus? Did
She
they
got
do an
tipped off.
RFP?
She got tipped off.
Yeah. So she.
That's my takeaway.
Well, the town had issues with procurement in the past under former manager Jim Duggan.
Well, John, like I would quote my dad, the only people who can get in trouble are the people who do stuff.
Right,
If you never do anything, you're never going to get in trouble.
right.
So as you try to march forward, you're definitely going to break some eggs. No matter what you do, you're going
Right.
to break some eggs. But I'm listening to you.
All right. So she digs in, and now she asks the school department for certain documents, Where's the RFP? Where's the original lease? I'd like to know what's in the original lease, because she didn't even have that, according to sources. So fast forward to today, there's a number of emails that go back and forth. It gets kind of really.
How about text?
I
love the text. man.
Yeah, I don't know about text.
You got to look at text. Text are like, that's where they cave every time.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Maybe we should FOIA the texts. Now, what's the mechanism to get texts off of a phone, whether it's your personal phone or? I know they're discoverable in lawsuits.
Well, we saw them at the Karen Reed trial,
Right.
and they can be very embarrassing. Well, that's my private phone. It doesn't. You conducted town business on a private phone.
That's right.
Doesn't make it okay.
It exposes your entire.
So those pictures of your girlfriend or your boyfriend, or those parties you went to,
Yikes.
And that's why they usually will cave. In Lowell, they've had incidents like that, city council, when they've tried to zero in, okay, they want the text. Ooh, no, they don't.
So I like to call some of the stuff that's been going on in the background here with this particular issue and others, is that there's some stonewalling going on. There's some slow walking going on, that they can't find documents. One's pointing the finger at the other saying that you have the documents. It should be in town hall. Another's saying, we don't have these documents. We searched. What was the process? Who followed it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, oh, exactly.
I don't.
And of course, the manager is not being nefarious about this because she just doesn't have the institutional knowledge. She wasn't here. She's only been here for 7 months, 8 months, right? So she wants to know if it was followed the law.
But she's creating enemies.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And is it necessary, at this early stage in her career, is it necessary to create enemies? I think it's a mistake on her part.
I disagree. I don't think it's a mistake. And here's why. Because once you sign your name to that document without knowing the whole background and whether or not...
You just put with prejudice. You sign your name with prejudice and move on.
She's got a fiduciary responsibility to see if all of the pieces were...
That's how you see it, okay? Right now, who's occupying the building now?
CTI.
Do they still want to occupy it?
Yes.
So,
And by the way, CTI is a victim here. They're not.
do you want them to walk away with no lease?
No. And they should, neither does she.
Okay, so if
Neither does she.
CTI says, look, according to understanding of our bylaws, we have to have a lease on this building, or we're going to have to vacate. Mm-hmm. Now she's got to sign a lease and say with prejudice.
Well, she was advised by her legal counsel.
By the guy who works for her.
The guy that's hired to make sure she's not doing something wrong.
Working for her.
Well, John, you're seeing it from a very, very dark eye.
Well,
you know?
John, this is the talk show, okay? I can't agree with you on everything.
I know. We want to make sure that when you sign a document that's a legal document, you want to make sure that you're crossing your T's and you're dotting your I's, John, right? Because you're responsible. The manager is ethically responsible and by law responsible to sign documents that have been following
the
the law.
most recent documentation that I had to sign was that we bought Tewksbury Funeral Home. Brian Occasion was the attorney. Phil Nyman was my attorney. He said, go with Brian. So we got Brian Occasion out there in Chelmsford, Kevin Murphy's nephew, and brilliant guy. And so we show up at the passing of the papers. It's like 400 pages thick.
Oh, yeah.
And I says to Brian, I said, Brian, he says, I read it all. It's good.
Yeah.
So I have trust in that guy that he read the documentation, and the trust grew with the loyalty that Phil Nyman had in Occasion. So we signed off on everything just because Brian said we're good. And so a lawyer who works for me, I got to trust that. I'm not going to process 300 pages of documents of all real estate language.
Well, there you go, John. You're going to trust your advisor, and that's what the manager.
Well, he also said, do you really want to buy this?
Yeah.
Do you really want to buy Tewksbury Funeral Home? And I said, yeah, I do.
That was interesting, yeah.
So he had direction.
Yeah, yes. So anyways, all this stuff, she questions all the legal stuff, and it takes a long time for people to respond to her and for her to find the documents or for the school department to provide the documents. So the long and the short of it is that we've really gone a long time on one thing, particularly this lease. But she said she wasn't going to sign the document until she got all the information she needed, and the procurement laws had to be followed. And nine out of 10 things, so they're at a standstill. In the meantime, she tells the school department that, because they're pressing, because obviously what you said, CTI wants to have some continuity here, right? And they want some protection.
Well, if somebody falls down a flight of stairs, you want your insurance to cover you. Comment coming from the audience. Respectfully, she's holding people accountable. It's mentioned on the daily basis on the program. Accountability, good for the town manager. That's from Jay. Back to you, John.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Jay. She is holding people accountable, and she's not willing to step into any landmines here and do something that she shouldn't be doing. So, anyways, long and the short of it is, they go back and forth. She says, look, they're accusing her of wanting a building and trying to get the money and what have you, for the town, when in reality, she's not thinking of any of those things. She doesn't really want to take the building and sell it like they're trying to say in the underpinnings of all this discussion, right? She wants to do it right, and she wants to make sure that the money collected and dispersed from that account is accounted for properly. And that's what taxpayers want, right? They want the money to be calculated correctly.
Yes.
Because it's tax money, it's public money, and we want to make sure that it's going in the right directions. So during this whole thing, the law stipulates that the money is supposed to be 70% goes to the schools for maintenance of buildings, any building in town, any school building in town, and 30% is supposed to go to the town or the general fund. And I believe that the law states that anything left over at the end of the year, the money needs to be returned back to the general fund and then dispersed by the town manager or the town to whatever entity, in this case, the school department, for whatever reason necessary. And I think that the manager really wants to do that. She doesn't want to just grab the money and take advantage of it, use it for other things in the town. Although they could, right? So Tony Archinsky, the good-hearted guy that he is, a few years ago, and I believe it was Betsy Murphy, then a school committee person, they collaborated and became, they submitted, or Betsy Murphy submitted a town warrant article that awarded the schools 100% of the money. Now that's in question whether that was done legally or not, because the law says a split of 70-30. That's still up in the air as to whether that can even be done, because it runs contrary to the law.
But it was passed by the town
But it was
board.
passed by the town.
So,
Right.
a comment for the audience, she also inherited a mess that was left for the previous administration in charge.
And we have to understand that the previous administration was involved with this back then because they were part of the administration. Ann Vandal and others in the town hall were part of this whole conglomeration of mistakes that happened because they just wanted to get it done, right? So, now the question comes, focusing on just the lease itself. The manager comes up with this mechanism along with her attorneys and by law to give a temporary license for 5, 6, whatever amount of months it's going to take to get this all straightened out, right? In the meantime, CTI is not going to go anywhere. Nobody's going to throw them out on the street. The school year has started. CTI is a Head Start program. It's not a school. They provide services to individuals who are in need of them, just like they do in Lowell. They just wanted to extend their lines to help Drake it too, right? So it's more of a Head Start or an after-school program.
But again, I got to back the bus up, John. Insurance companies will wiggle out of a claim if they possibly can.
Right.
So if somebody falls down a flight of stairs in a building that I'm occupying and utilizing without written permission, the insurance company's going to try to wiggle out of that claim.
Right.
And therefore, if I am utilizing a building, I'm going to stop operations in that building until I have a legal authority to utilize it. So I think the town's CTI might put up with it for a little while.
Yep.
They're not going to put it up for a
Yep.
long time. That's my takeaway.
Yeah. Well, I do believe that eventually it's going to get rectified.
At the speed of government. You
Yeah.
told me they're slow walking it.
Right.
They're having
Well,
forgetful.
This is what goes on. This is the stuff that goes on, and unfortunately, it's an issue. It's
the
an issue
manager
on
might-
transparency.
I'm sorry, I don't recall the manager's name, but the
Kate
manager,
Hodges.
Hodges should give a 6 month extension to the existing lease until they straighten this out.
That's what this particular document is all about.
So
That's
I
what
think they
this-
should move forward, get it legal so they can legally use the building. So if
Yep.
some kiddo gets hurt, insurance will cover it.
Yep. Well, there's still a lot of questions there, and they are. This microphone is blinking. Is there?
It just means the battery's gonna die. You got
Okay.
two
We got
more.
plenty enough. We got
You
plenty
got
enough.
plenty of
juice.
microphones over there.
You got it. Just
I'll
wanna
change
make
it
sure.
when Gary Cassella comes. I'll change those batteries out.
Very good. So anyways, they're trying to figure that out, but in the meantime, there's a lot of finger pointing, a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on, and we made a FOIA through myself personally. As you know,
Freedom of Information
Freedom
Act
of Information
request.
Act. Right, request, and it's a public documents request. And through that, I asked for all the emails between the schools and the town manager, and any selectman, town manager of schools. And I got a lot of them. I know there's more that are coming, but I got a lot of them, and they show a huge divide.
Now, I want to zero in on that in a second after I do this little
Sure.
text here. CTI is just another arm of the government with huge administration costs. Why does the government pay $50,000 for a hammer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's because vendors can get away with that stuff. So CTI, good organization. But John, when you do one of these FOIA requests, what guarantee do you have you're getting everything?
You don't, because we don't know all of the documents
Who do
that
you
are
trust?
available. But,
Because we're working in an industry where no one gets fired,
yep,
and there are no consequences for wrongdoing.
yep,
So
most times, yeah.
what behooves them to give you all the information that the
Well-
FOIA request?
That's when your little dime droppers, or I call them birdies, come into play. They tell you, well, you ought to be looking for this document, or you ought to find out what this one said in an email to this one.
And administration says we can't find that.
Well, I have knowledge of it, so I pin it right down, or we pin it down.
Can't find it, John,
You're right,
sorry.
you're right. I'm not sure until I get a document from someone else and they
Honesty
say,
is going right out the frickin' window. People love to tell you
terrible.
a fairy tale.
terrible. We can get into that about honesty and how government has changed so badly over the last 5-10 years.
When does your town hall close on Friday? Or are they open on
They
Friday?
close at 1, I think.
There are a few town halls that close on Friday. They're not open at all.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And the selectmen just go like, yeah, you work so hard. You don't know what hard work is.
That's another subject we could spend days on, right? About how elected officials who are elected to represent you and I and to protect the interest of the taxpayer dollars,
Yep.
they just do this. 9 out of 10, I don't want to get involved in
They
that.
got the
You're an
blinders on.
elected official. You have a fiduciary responsibility. You are the board of directors.
In Massachusetts, nothing. John, before, we can only talk Lowell politics for another 20 minutes. Anything you want to say about
You mean
Lowell?
Drake politics, bro?
No, we can talk about Lowell all we want because
okay.
we're not on in Lowell right now.
Okay, yeah.
So today is election day for Belvedere,
Oh, it is?
the Highlands, and the Acre for people who are running for city council. So if you live in the Highlands, Belvedere, or the Acre, it's time to go out and vote. And there's 3 people who are going to be needing a box of tissues tomorrow morning.
Now, who made the law that says you can't talk about Lowell politics on TV, on your?
It's public access because Gary Muse will when we have Drake elections, Gary Muse will personally call me. And, Gary, you're not going to find a better guy at this game
Right.
than Gary. You guys are so lucky to have Gary. And Gary will say, John, it's a friendly reminder, you cannot talk election politics about the town of Drake.
You know that's changed in Drake.
Now I can talk the day.
Yep.
Tell me more.
Yep.
Tell me more.
It's a bylaw, and it's a policy ruling in many local access to help not promote new candidates.
Now,
believe
John,
it or not, right?
Only rich people can win.
Right. So I always had a problem with that law, that ruling. It's not a law, it's that policy.
Well, it's an understanding at all the public access outlets that I have.
That's
we
not
don't
true
talk-
about all, but
We don't
okay.
talk about electoral politics 48 hours out.
Yeah, well, now in Drake you can, because the Board of
John, I
Board of
love you, but
Directors
I'll
changed it.
double check with Gary.
Well, I was the president of the board at the time, and we changed it.
Okay.
We're not,
First I'm hearing of this.
it's a policy, it's not
So in
anything.
Lowell, we can't talk about electoral politics today. So that's what we're not talking. We won't be talking about it once it's 7 o'clock.
Now, I don't know what's happened since I left the board over there, but who
Well, no,
knows?
you've got a show. I mean, you guys talk politics
Oh,
all the
yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah. And I always thought that it's a public service to voters, that you know who's on the ballot, and you know hey, what's wrong with saying today is an election day? Get out and vote. But, the local politicians who usually control the purse strings don't want to be upset.
Well, you're a perfectly good example of, you didn't know there's an election day in Lowell today.
I didn't. I forgot all about it. to
And
be honest with
our
you.
esteemed city manager has decided he's not going to put any signage out there to remind people to today's voting day.
What?
Did you see any signs? You drove through Lowell. Did you see any signs?
No. Is that the manager's responsibility, or is it the voter registration, or the voter? Isn't there a
They
committee?
all work for him.
Yeah.
The electronic boards that are out there are all,
So there's
Utilize someplace
nobody
else.
saying,
and the manager
Today's
next
election.
Tuesday will get, nice job on the election, Mr. Manager.
how many people do you think will come out to vote?
Not many, because they don't know today's voting day.
Think it'll be 8%?
Okay, so imagine you live in Bishop Markham,
Yeah.
or you live in Belvedere, or you live over in the Acre. How would you know it's voting day?
Hopefully the candidates have done their job in telling people.
They know it's voting season.
Yeah.
How do they know today's the last
Come to
day?
think of it, I haven't seen many signs out for candidates. This is a
They
primary.
all say, vote for me, I'm a good person.
So today's a primary, right? How
Yes.
many are in the primary? How many are having a primary? Because not every ward or precinct has
Yeah,
candidates.
just the district in the, let me put the map up so the Draketeers and the people in Tewksbury can understand what I'm talking about here. Drag this guy over, okay. So my takeaway for today is we have an election in District 3, that's Belvedere. And we have an election in District 7.
That's
which is-
downtown, right?
That's the Acre. Over by St. Patrick's Church, the Demoose is
Okay, yep.
on Fletcher Street. And then the Upper Highlands, up by Mount Pleasant, St. Margaret's Church, Stephen Street.
Right.
And so those are the three regions. So people in Pawtuckaville, you don't have to go vote today. You can't. There's no place open for you to vote. But people in the Acre, you got to vote today. People in the Highlands, you got to vote today. People in Belvedere, you got to vote today.
Amazing.
But again, there's no signage out there to.
Who are the candidates in those precincts?
Funny you should ask that question, John. I just happen to have.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so we're going to go with District 3 first, just go by the numbers. We have Corey Belanger,
Yep.
Dan Finn, Erin Gendron, and Belinda Duran.
Who's the favorite in your mind there?
I think Corey's going to walk away with it. because he's the incumbent, and he's the most well-known of all of them. And who's going to get bumped off, I don't know. So one of these three musketeers here is going to get Dan Finn, Aaron Gendron, or Belinda Duran. To be quite blunt about it, I'm not going to go there. I can't vote in that district. I'm not going to tick anybody off. May the best candidate win.
Yep.
So moving on to District 7. So District 7, we got Paul Rathayem, Sidney Lang, and Jose Cervantes.
Now, Jose was on a show with me
Yep.
last week, I believe it was.
Yep.
I'm impressed by him, by the way.
I am too. Smart dude.
I think he's a very smart guy. I think he's very well informed on issues.
So one of these three musketeers is going to have a box of tissues tomorrow.
Who's the favorite there, do you know?
I'm not saying, because I'm
Okay.
just going to tick somebody off. Well, I had a knockdown, drag-out fight with Frascarelli. Because I'm going to say who's going to win. Gary, what are you doing this for? What are you?
Oh,
what?
Frascarelli, was he
Why?
on? Was he on the show?
You
here?
live in freaking Chelmsford. You can't vote for any one of these. Oh, but it's my job. It's Gary. You're stupid. You're just ticking people off. Give these people a chance. Let the people decide. No, I have to do it. I'm meathead. He's a meathead sometimes. I love the guy, but he's a meathead sometimes. Okay,
Well,
District 8.
Well, let's put the cards on the table here. You like some of those people that you don't want to.
Yeah, but
Tick 'em off.
I can't vote. It's not my district. I can't
If the
vote.
city manager was running, you'd be mentioning his name all day long because you're not enamored to the city manager.
Tom Golden has yet to impress me. I asked his friends. Let me just finish this. The Highlands District. John Dakota, he's the sitting, he has the seat right now.
Yep.
Francisco Maldonado, retired cop, he's running. And Marcos Candido, he was here one time. And all these guys have been here, and may the best guy win.
Is there any school committee members that have challenges?
School committees don't have any challenges.
No primaries, huh?
No, and same thing with the citywide. The citywide,
Yep.
Eric Gitchier, Rita Mercier, Vesna Noon, Sixto de Jesus, and Emil Kaufman. But they don't have enough for a preliminary election. So those are the people who are running for the office.
By the way, another guy I'm very impressed with is Eric Gitcher.
Yeah.
Don't agree with him on everything, and nor should we. But he's a go-getter.
But school committee, the most expensive department we have, we don't have no preliminary election
Wow.
for the school committee.
That's a sad state of affairs, and that's in most communities. People just don't care till it hits their pocketbook.
Well, my main concern for the schools is this, and this happens in Drake too. Nobody stays back anymore.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So I want to protect these poor 11-year-olds who can't read.
Yep.
So I'm going to be a little bit angry at school officials for promoting this kid. Get this kid some freaking help. You can't read. That's for the rest of you. When is this kid going to learn to read? He's 11 years old.
Yep. They can't write either, half of them.
Well, I just think
And cursive is out the window.
well,
They don't even teach
cursive,
cursive.
Smurf, the kid should at least be able to read. I can say
Yeah.
the food's lousy at the school. We can pile on all the other good stuff, but I insist the child has got to be. Let's find a way to let this kid read. My grandkid's 3 years old and he can read the freaking book. Okay, so I mean,
It's super, huh?
you need to.
It's parental involvement beyond the schools, for one thing.
Find a
Sure.
way. Well, there are these people, John, that, and I agree with them to a degree, that it's the school department's job to teach them to read.
Yep.
When I hire a plumber, I don't help the guy. When I hire an electrician, I don't help the guy. Hire somebody to paint the house, I don't help the guy. Why should I help educate my grandkid? Oh, that's the way it's done. No, I'm paying $17,000 per student in Lowell. And you're not teaching the kids to read. I'm demanding as a taxpayer, you find this kid and make sure he can read.
Yep. I totally agree with that.
Giving the page back to you, John.
All right, so we got off track a little bit there, so we're back to the lease, right? So the Parker Ave lease, and
Well, we're kind of beating that to death.
I know, so last night the school committee came up, they had it on their agenda, and it ended up that they pointed the finger at the town administration, saying that that's who was in charge of the whole lease back. In fact, they threw Jim Hall under the bus and said that he wrote up the contract, which no doubt he did. In that they think that he should have advised the school department and the town better. Whether or not that's true, I'm going to leave that up to everybody else to make that determination. So hopefully this lease thing is going to be resolved, but the bigger issue is going to be where the money is going, what it's being spent on. And, I mean, they're always crying for more money, as you know, and they never have enough. And now this money, they're upset because I call it a slush fund, because that's just what it is. It's being spent on things that just don't meet, in my view, don't meet the definition of maintenance on a building. For instance, moving expenses. $89,000 for moving expenses. I don't know what they moved or how many pieces of equipment they moved or whatever they moved, but that came out of this revolving account. They paid for a salary for a school nurse out of that revolving account.
Oh, isn't there somebody who's getting paid retirement who shouldn't be getting paid
Well,
retirement?
that's another subject, Johnny, and we can get into that. And how much time do we have left?
I would
About 8
delightful
minutes?
Drake it. You have 7 minutes left.
So let's talk a little bit about that. The next subject that's going to be coming up is the Middlesex Retirement Board. Middlesex County Retirement Board has informed the town that there's a particular retiree who was a former administrator, is still acting as an administrator, part-time,
With a company car,
with a company car.
with a city car, with a town car. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to blow through these quick.
All right.
The manager doesn't have or take any responsibility. Good luck to all the candidates running for city council, sending prayers to Ned's family and loved ones. He'll be missed. Parenting is the reason your child can't read. Home run, Mr. Zimini.
Thank you. Thank you. It's funny because, you know, what you just said earlier when you talked about you don't want to ruffle any feathers or tick anybody off, but I'm not afraid to say things whether I like you or I don't like you. That's not the idea, right? The idea is do it right.
Yeah, but John, when it comes to reading, okay, if my mother is a single parent
Right,
and she's decided she's not going to teach me a doggone thing,
right.
then who should?
Well, I mean, that's
And
what the schools are for.
these children, I should be discovered early on. Hey, that kid can't read.
I don't disagree with you at all.
Let's
on
get
that.
him some special attention. Because, okay, Jay makes a good point. It's a parenting duty, but when you have a parent who refuses to do that,
And there's a lot out
you
there.
know what, we'll just let the kid not be able to read for the rest of his life.
but John,
I don't want to do that.
Can we all agree that some people shouldn't be parents? You know? Some
John,
people just shouldn't
if
be
I had
parents.
my way, DSS would pull these kids away from these bad parents.
Yeah,
Because I have adult friends who will tell me their mother would make them sit in the hallway while she entertained her boyfriends.
oh, I no doubt believe that. I believe that.
And you go like, oh my God, can you imagine living in an
Yeah.
environment where your mother kicks you out in the hallway so she can entertain her boyfriend? I mean, we all get lonely, but that was a story
Oh, and no doubt it happened.
heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking. Getting back to this retirement thing, and I see there's a couple of people from Drake watching now,
Okay, good.
right? And Clem Canole, if you're interested, chime in. Send us a text.
Clem's a good guy.
Good guy. Good
Retired
guy.
fireman, right?
Retired firefighter, and he's one of my most favorite posters on Facebook. He posts a lot of stuff comments on a lot of posts.
Okay, you got 4 minutes, buddy.
All right, so this retirement issue is going to be very, very big because there's several people that are on a retirement employment contract, if you want to call it, or whatever it is, but they have come back to help the school department, effectuate the education of the kids, albeit whether we think it's good or not. But this particular administrator, whose name I'm not using, obviously, has been informed by the Middlesex County Retirement Board that he's been overpaid and that he should stop working. And what investigations have shown is that he hasn't stopped working. From what I've gathered from people.
Still collecting a check.
He's still collecting a check.
Well,
And I mean, this year he's
who writes the check?
the payroll is written by the school department.
So the school department should be directed to stop paying the guy.
Correct.
And who can direct them? Just the manager?
The manager has informed the school department that this person should be told on August 5th, should have been told, they've already reached their limit for this year, they should not be working. In fact, they're about $40,000 over their limit.
Okay.
Now, you got to understand the retirement system. When you're a public employee, you're collecting public funds. When you retire as a public employee, you cannot go back with a political entity, any political entity, within the confines of Massachusetts, and just collect whatever you want to collect, or whatever the department wants to give you. There are limits that are put into place by law. And one of the limits is that you can't work more than 1,200 hours. Or you can't make more, you can make $15,000
I got it,
more.
because in the olden days, there was only so much money you could make and still collect Social Security.
Right, and that now is
That's sunsetted, that's gone.
that's gone.
But yesteryear, so I understand how the state hasn't come into this century yet, so,
Wow, John, the hour went so fast. I just wanted to say a couple things,
go ahead, you got,
Some of the things that were said via email about this particular issue was that, the superintendent put in an email to Kate Hodges regarding this, that, his department has done a deep dive on it, and they've come up after talking to him that everything's okay and this is really a moot subject. But the legal counsel for the Middlesex County Board is insisting that, no, we calculated this by the information we've received, and this person is overpaid and needs to pay back the town for the last 4 years to the town, could be to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
yikes.
Yeah, so, it's all going to be ferreted out because they're having a hearing for this particular individual on September 18th at the Nutting Lake offices of the Middlesex Retirement Board. It's going to be very interesting,
Nutting's Lake, what do they have, a boat?
I guess.
Nutting's Lake office.
That's what it says on the head, on the heading.
Is there a country club out there or something?
On the heading, it says, 25 Linnell Circle, Nuttings Lake, Massachusetts. It's one of those post office zip codes it's in Billerica.
Oh.
It's a section of Billerica that's called Nuttings Lake.
Okay, well, we're going to come back, and thanks, John.
So stay tuned. Well, welcome back, folks that have been here with us since 6 o'clock this morning, all those Draketeers, and I think...
Tewksbury.
Tewksbury, too.
Yep.
That were watching us.
From the land of Oz.
And we were on Facebook, so anybody in Lowell that was listening, we're going to repeat some of the stuff we said in the first hour, particularly about our good friend Ned Tarmey. Unfortunately, Ned went to heaven. When was that, Sunday?
No, yesterday, like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yesterday at 5 o'clock in the morning. Great guy. Ned was
He was a frequent flyer. He was one of our co-hosts
yes.
on every Tuesday show, and good guy.
Yes, he was very knowledgeable. He held several positions in Lowell, right?
Yeah. He ended up being in charge of clean water department. They named a building after him, and the city named a building after him. And he knew where all the nuts and bolts are on everything.
Or where the dead bodies were, so to speak.
Yes, he knew
Or where the bodies were.
how people got
Right,
jobs.
right.
Exactly.
But Ned was a great guy, a guy
He was
who...
a great guy.
Yeah, he was a great guy. Now, I was a Democrat for 45 years, and most of the time I could relate to Ned, and, we agreed on many different issues. But recently, over the last 10 years, I swayed away from them for many reasons. We're not going to get into that today. But Ned and I would go toe-to-toe on Democratic issues, right?
Yeah.
But the good thing about Ned is he didn't take it personal. He didn't make it personal.
Right, that's
by
good.
calling names or anything
Right,
like that,
right,
because
right.
we all get into it. You call me a name, I call you a name, we one-up each other. But the bottom line is that you could have a knockdown, drag-out debate about a particular issue. an ideology, and we could end up saying, at the end of the day, let's go have a drink, let's go eat dinner, let's go to breakfast tomorrow.
Right.
He's just one of those guys.
Yeah, he
Didn't
was a
take it
really nice,
personally.
my mom worked with him at the City of Lowell. My mother
Oh.
was the deputy purchasing agent, so she
Great
got to know him
guy.
pretty well. He was a great guy.
Yeah, and the tragedy of it all is, Ned lived a good life.
Yeah.
How old was he, Johnny?
In his like 86, 87.
God bless him.
Yeah.
Right.
And most of us would take that today and say, I hope we can make it that long,
Right,
right?
right.
But the bottom line is Ned was going strong. I mean, we all age, we all slow
Right,
down,
right.
but he was going strong. His mind was,
2 years ago, he would walk from downtown Lowell,
yeah,
the Moose is on Fletcher Street,
Yep.
get his groceries and walk home with his groceries 2 years ago.
wow,
Wow.
That's how healthy he was.
yeah,
Right.
He would walk over to the show.
wow,
He'd walk from his house in downtown, or his apartment in downtown Lowell, to my house for the show.
yeah.
Really, really,
But then he had that unfortunate incident where,
Right, with the dog, right?
well, the guy,
Well, the guy,
yeah, well, there was
what
a,
happened was, my version of the story was, Ned's living with his nephew Jeff up in Manchester, New Hampshire. Jeff said, look, I don't like you living all by your onesies down there. We got a nice place up here. Come on. So he moved up with Jeff and Jody up in Manchester. And he had this dog. The dog was a pit bull. But the dog loved him. And a good dog. I met the dog, friendly dog. And the dog starts barking. Jeff and Jody had gone to some wedding or something up at Whitworth by the sea. It was someplace like, they were at a wedding overnight. So Ned was home alone. Dog wanted to go out, so, okay. He lets the dog out like at 2 o'clock in the morning to go to the bathroom. He's standing on the back porch. His neighbor shows up, stark naked, starts beating Ned up, and he's got a cinder block. He's going to crush Ned's
Oh my
head
gosh.
with.
yeah,
ooh,
it's pretty
And
crazy.
the dog jumped him. And the pit bull bit him on the back like this and wouldn't let go.
good for him.
The pit bull saved his life.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
And with all the screaming and yelling, somebody called 911. The cops were already responding to the house next door where this guy had beat up his wife before he left the house naked.
Oh, my gosh.
And so that was my memory of the episode. There's a lot of truth to it. I might have bent a few curves, but that was my takeaway from what happened.
Right.
The Manchester cops showed up, arrested the guy. He ended up getting bailed out. But at least he was wise enough to stay away from Ned's house. And
Right.
the good side of it was, or the only good side of it was Ned got to go to trial a week or two ago, and I was able to go up and watch the trial with a sentencing day. So the guy got at least 10, maybe 20 years in jail for what he did to Ned.
Wow.
Good,
Good, yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's my
Gotcha.
take on
So-
that, good.
But this guy robbed Ned of his wonderful life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, he absolutely had something to do with
Because even
quickening
when he
his
moved up
demise.
with Jeff and Jody, when he moved up to Manchester, he'd get a ride down to Lowell, stay with one of his friends, Freddie, over in South Lowell overnight. He'd go to the Monday night dinner club. The next day, he'd come to Tuesday's show, and then he'd go back up to Manchester.
God bless Jeff and Jody, right?
Yeah,
They did a very good thing bringing him in,
Right.
and their intention was well.
Yeah,
well
nice people.
intended. And God bless them.
got a good
because-
family.
Yeah.
So back over to you guys. Ned,
So we
rest in
got
peace.
today, in case you haven't noticed, we've got the lovely Karen Cassella.
Good morning.
And Artie Santos. Karen is the Registrar of Deeds, and Artie is her assistant in charge of computers, right? Artie?
Judge, Assistant Registrar of Deeds.
Registry of
Yeah.
Deeds.
Yeah.
Okay, so Karen, how you been?
Hey, Bob, you want to
Everything's
talk?
going
Yeah,
well?
Everything's going real well.
That's good.
Yes.
You're all, now,
Bob?
it's been a while since you were elected.
Hey, there,
Right.
lad.
And how are things going?
Bob,
Excellent. We're moving along.
Yeah.
Office is really good. Customers seem happy.
hello.
Yeah. We
Everything,
go on
all
in
the
about.
dust is settled with the political side of it. right?
Exactly,
You know,
yes, yes.
and that's what you want. You hopefully that everything evens out and you move
Right.
on, right? But you had many things you were going to be doing or try
Hey,
to
Bob,
do.
you want to talk?
Right.
What's the number one thing you've been focusing on?
So, well, just the change of the office. We've switched things around a little bit.
Open the counter up completely,
Yeah.
because of COVID, it was like closed down,
Oh,
so to
yeah,
speak.
yeah.
So we kind of did away with that, so that the public can come all the way in and so forth.
That's awesome.
Bob Hoey wants to say hello to everybody.
Oh,
Bob
hi.
Hoey!
Hi,
Oh, my
Bob.
goodness.
Bob, how are ya?
Hoey,
Good
my
morning.
man.
I'm doing okay.
All right, good to hear.
I'm heading down to Tufts today. They're going to try to fix my throat.
Okay.
Oh. Who you visiting at Tufts?
And hey, good. It's nice to see the coach there sitting in that chair.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Bobby. You're the best, you know. We're so happy that you're doing better and that you're home recovering. We want to get you back out here, get you back into the fight. What are they doing with your throat
But
today?
anyways, there seems to be something wrong with the phone call here.
Oh, okay.
We can tell him. We can hear him perfect.
Okay, we can hear you. Bob, can you hear us?
Okay, no, good. I heard you talking about my friend Ned. I
Yes.
spent many, many days with Ned, especially when he was on the show with me. And boy, there's nobody that knew Lowell more than Ned. But now, knowing that he passed away, now he's up there with my dad and Artie Santos and
My
everybody
dad.
else that has passed that are from Lowell. There's some great people that are up in heaven already. They didn't get me yet.
Thank goodness.
They tried. But the hospitals were great for me, especially Tufts.
Great
But,
hospital.
Ned is going to be dearly missed by me.
Right.
Yes, yeah. Great guy.
For
He
sure.
was
He
just,
was.
You wouldn't believe what Ned knew about city politics. He could go back as far as, I don't know, before Eddie Lash's days, let me put it that way. He knew about anything and everybody. But Karen,
Yes.
I had to call in when I seen you sitting between those two guys.
The rose,
What are you saying, huh?
the rose between two thorns, right?
It's every one of you. Thank you for everything everybody's done for me. I appreciate it.
Of
I
course.
ate
Bob.
everything you brought to my house, Cameron, every drop of it.
Excellent. I'm glad you liked it.
Oh, I did. And I'm going to sit back and enjoy this show because once I seen you three on here, I said, this will be the show of the week. I got to call in.
Awesome.
Karen, I want to just say one thing to you about hiring Artie Santos. There's something special about that guy. And maybe when you resign in about 12 years, he just jumps right into your spot because you hired a great guy.
Right? No, absolutely. But I'm not sure his wife would want that.
Yeah, my wife's not on board with that, Bob. Sorry.
Hey, Artie, let me tell you this. I received many, many gifts and prayers. I mean it, many. I just couldn't believe it. But the ones that stick out to me are your in-laws.
Oh, yeah. Kay and Jim Fallon. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
They're watching.
They're both in their 90s.
Yep. 93, 94. Yep.
Yeah, 93 and 94.
God bless
And
him.
they never, I got a couple of cards off them, not just one, and many, many prayers off them. And ironically, they were like the last house I was in when I was campaigning, those two. And boy, you could spend 2 hours with those people. They're the nicest people that I ever met. And my favorite guy is their son. You know that.
Oh, Timmy. Yep, Timmy Fallon. Yep.
Tim Fallon's the best thing that happened to a lot of children in Lowell, boy. He saved many for me. But you married into a great family. And Mr. and Mrs. Fallon, thank you for everything. All of you guys have a great day. I can't wait to hear the coach, what he's going to talk about today. And John,
Yes.
thanks for everything, buddy. Take
All
care.
right.
You're welcome.
Bob, have a good
Bobby.
day.
Bob, have a great day. Wishing you a speedy recovery, buddy.
What a great
A comment
guy.
from the audience before we get rolling here. Good morning, happy election day. RIP to your friend and everyone we have lost so far this year. Want to remind folks to make sure they vote and that Fridays is the big birthday show. So don't forget to vote today. In 3 districts in Lowell, they're voting today.
Right.
Now, you guys just drove in. Did you see any today's election day signs?
No,
Artie,
just construction
No, I don't-
signs.
did you see
know.
any?
I don't think I noticed.
No? Nothing?
Why, was there
How
something,
would a
did I miss
commoner
something?
know it's today's voting day in their district? Is your district voting today, Karen?
Yes,
How would your neighbors know to vote today?
By watching the show, John, come on. That's,
right?
Okay, so maybe the 1,000 viewers that we have, there's 100,000 people in the city.
Yeah.
25,000 are supposed to be voting today.
right.
Right.
No signage out in the city. And the city manager's gonna get we love you, Tommy. Let's extend your contract somewhere. I'll stop talking.
That's the third rail right there that John likes to throw out, right?
Where
Which
are
is
the
fine. I
signs?
mean,
Where are the signs?
you gotta make the politicians like yourself
Thanks, Karen.
responsible to the people,
Right.
right?
Right.
And it's a shame that really I came into town today because I don't live close by any longer, but when I didn't know it was election day today.
Right.
Yeah.
It's primary day, but
Right.
it's a candidate's responsibility in some fashion to get out, meet the people, and inform their particular circle of friends and their particular people who will support them
Right.
Right.
to get people to know that it's
Well,
election
right,
day.
and they were definitely out in the neighborhood
Good.
knocking doors. They should have put a sign maybe around Shed Park.
Yeah.
That would have been a great spot.
Yeah, but John's niche here today is that the city isn't really.
John,
telling
if you don't
people-
try one of these, you're nuts.
Well, we'll see.
Oh, I'm gonna try one
Oh, my
before I
God,
leave.
out
yeah.
of this world. Karen, you're the best.
I
All
don't want. I
right.
don't want to be hearing my chops going while my wife says, "You got to stop sucking on that candy." She says, "Well, I like to get the taste, you know."
Right.
But anyways, so Karen, we started the show and we tried to talk about what
Right,
what
right.
were you focusing on as one of your priorities, and one of the things you said you did was you opened up the office right away and
Yep.
relieved some of that COVID pressure,
Right.
or the feel of the separation between government and individuals. So,
Right.
why don't you go on a little bit more about what you're
Sure.
doing in the office?
Yeah, so we don't see a ton of customers, but
Right.
we do have, some computers there that people can use. We can show them how to use it, how to navigate our website. But those are the things. And we've also been talking about, we've been doing, it's just working with the towns,
Right.
We're trying to
I-
get them on board right now to see if they can, electronically file documents. We have a lot of individuals from the public that are handed documents. They're not familiar with the process.
Right.
So if we could get the cities and towns on board from all the different departments in the city
Mm-hmm.
to electronically file documents, I think it would streamline the process, and people are intimidated. They come to the counter, they don't know what they're supposed to do.
Well, and the document isn't even correct to record,
Sometimes
so
the
we have to
documents-
tell them to go back to the
Back to,
town.
so they're running back and
Yeah,
forth.
right. And
Yeah.
and being in low, where we are, it's
Yeah.
not the easiest place to park and get in, go through the metal detector to say you can't record, come back.
Oh.
So we're hoping that,
Now, you
Right.
say you don't get a lot of customers from the street. And is it just since
don't.
COVID, or was that something that was?
no, since COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people just don't come. They're
No.
relying on
So,
electronic,
and
or their lawyer
before,
bringing.
so
Right.
our computers that were internally, they were hooked up to our system,
Mm-hmm.
but because of security reasons, they took that down.
Yeah.
So we only have the website.
Oh.
So at this, you just might as well stay home.
Yeah,
But,
and do it from home, yeah.
yeah, and there's a law library next door, and they have their computers open if people want to use them. If there were more people that need to sit down and do some work, research, we can go over there. and-
Yeah. So what do lawyers do now when they're recording the deeds? Do they do it electronically too now?
Mostly,
Most of them
almost
do.
all of it. I'd say at least
So
90%.
you don't even see lawyers coming in?
Not
Yeah,
nearly
we
as much
probably-
as.
Couriers,
No, we don't see a lot.
yeah?
I mean, they'll overnight stuff.
Yeah.
But we don't see a lot of foot traffic.
And of course, most of those documents are proper. they're done right, most of them.
Yeah.
anyways.
Most.
Yeah, I do with that. I do understand
Right.
there's some people that don't follow all the
Yeah.
rules and
Right.
do all of the things by,
Right.
Well, that's
properly.
right. So we go by this, a guideline.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So you brought on Artie.
I
Where were
did.
you before Artie?
I was actually in Chelmsford, so I also have a background in technology, and that's one of the reasons why Karen brought me on board was because of my strong technology background. So I've had my law office for many years, and then I was a tech integration specialist actually for 10 years in Lowell before switching to Chelmsford, and then I came on board with the registry. So I've had my hand in both areas
Right.
between
And he is
law
an
and...
attorney.
He's
Yeah,
an
I'm an
attorney on
attorney,
top
yes,
of it.
yes,
That's
yeah.
good find.
Yeah,
Good
so...
find. You had I heard Bobby Hoey talk about your parents. They're in Lowell?
Yeah,
right?
they were both deceased, but he knew my parents
He knew
very
your
well.
parents,
Yeah, my
yeah.
dad was a Lowell police officer.
Okay.
And my mother was the deputy purchasing agent for the city, and that's how
Wow.
she knew
So
Ned
you've
Tarmey.
got roots in Karen.
Yeah, oh yeah,
obviously has roots here.
Right.
yeah. My brother was a Lowell police officer too. So we were, my sisters were school nurses in the city, so
Yeah.
a lot of connections, yeah. Born and raised here.
So, and Karen, we talked about the political aspect of how the dust has settled on any politics within the office, that the staff is doing well,
Yes, oh, yeah.
and they've adjusted to everything. How
Yeah.
many staff members do you have?
We have 10,
10?
yeah.
Wow, that's good.
So-
So I remember during the election, you were talking about some of the protections that were,
Mm-hmm.
that, on how people protect their deeds and make sure that they
Right.
don't steal, from their mortgages or what have you. What kind of things have you taken, or what kind of steps have you taken to improve that? Or
Right, well, so we have a program that's on the website. It's a consumer notification program that they would sign up, put their name in, their address, and they get notified if any document gets recorded with, against their property. They'll get an email.
So that's not something you have to pay for, though?
Nope,
is
No,
it?
it's
it's
free,
free.
free of
So all
charge.
of this stuff that you see advertised
Right.
is just, I don't want to use the word scam, but it's just.
Right.
I'm
it's a
suspicious, put it that
capitalism.
way.
Oh, right, because,
Which is-
it's gonna be the same thing
Yeah,
that we would have.
yeah, okay.
How could they protect it?
So how does somebody do that? How would somebody go on your website and it's there?
Yep, it's at the bottom.
First page,
Yeah,
yep.
scroll to the bottom. Artie's always helping people if they're having a hard time.
Navigating, yep.
yeah,
I
they'll
walk
get
them right
right
through it
on.
on the phone if they want to call, 978-322-9000. Again, that's 978-322-9000. Just give us a call and we
One
can
more
walk you
time,
through.
because it's always three times.
Sure,
sticks in
third
the
time's the
first
charm,
time.
right? 978-322-9000. So you just give us a call and we'll be glad to walk you through the program. It's very simple to use. Most people can figure it out on their own, but if you need help, we're here to help you. There's multiple ways you can sign up: your name, your property address, or your book and page of your deed. So if you don't know the book and page of your deed, we can look that up for you so that it could also track by book and page number.
So some of the computer stuff you were talking about back during the election, that you needed upgrades for the computer systems, right?
Well, we do. So
Yeah.
we do have, that's all in the works right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have, I think, 28 new computers, but we're not installing them at this point.
Karen, just drag that mic closer to you.
Yep, there are problems with some of the software right now.
Okay.
Right.
So they don't want to come in, install, and then,
Have
So they gotta
issues.
straighten out the
So I
software.
think that the last I've heard, just very, very recently, I don't even know if I got a chance to tell Karen, is that I think they have resolved the issue, but the problem is now we have 21 registries, so I don't know where we are in the queue
You gotta
to
get-
see when
yeah.
we're gonna get them up and running. But we're ready in the sense of, I've already had, the computer's already unboxed, ready to go, so once the state comes in, they can install them quickly.
So what was the amount of money that the state or government provided for you, and where did it come from? Like you're under the guise of the Secretary of
Secretary of
State?
States, yeah.
meaning budget?
Yeah,
what
the
our
budget, yeah.
So the budget this year, 1.3?
Yeah. Is that an increase for computerization? Was there extra money put in for computerization?
No. That would be with the technology fund.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
Because-
get, all these computers, I believe, are coming out of the technology
Oh,
fund.
good.
So when we record something, that's one of the fees, is actually a fee that we collect, goes towards technology and builds up so that when we need new computers.
Okay, so that technology fund
Yeah.
is just for your particular office, or is that statewide?
I believe it's statewide.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
then they allocate
who
it.
determines how much you get out of that?
Well, I think it's
You request whatever you
yeah,
need.
and how many employees you have, obviously, how
Okay.
many computers you need based on
Right.
staff.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's a good thing.
yeah.
That's a good thing, that at least the money's coming in and there's a little bucket there that you can use. And
Right.
And that'll be ongoing so that in the future you can upgrade whatever you have to upgrade, right?
Yep, and Karen was very instrumental in bringing in interns. This is our first time, obviously, since she's been on board, that we have interns in the office that have worked through the summer, and we have a couple that are still working on some projects.
And
So
where'd you get the
we're
interns
excited
from?
for that.
Where'd you get the interns?
So,
From schools,
Yeah.
like a principal.
Middlesex County, or is it Middlesex schools, or?
no, so college, some
Colleges.
college kids. We have
Yep.
one that came over from the high school, one that came over from Chelmsford High.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
so a mix.
Now, are those interns paid?
They
Yes.
are,
Stipend?
they
Oh,
are
that's
paid,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's great, so they get to earn a little bit of money while they're in
Right.
school.
Exactly.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what you.
So we're
yeah.
happy about that, and they've done
Oh,
some
yeah.
great projects and organized some stuff for us that we don't get a chance to get to.
And I was a little nervous, bringing some of the young kids in, just, but I thought I'd have to say, get off your phone.
Yeah.
But these kids were unbelievable.
What a great group.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, and it's not always kids that you have to worry about getting off the phone either,
Yeah,
right?
really. I know.
We're attached to those phones like,
Yeah.
I mean, whoever knew we would do this, have these, a computer in your hand,
I
right?
know.
Seriously,
And,
I know.
Instant communication. My wife's constantly, why aren't you answering me? Because I'm doing something else,
Right.
or I'm driving. But the bottom line is everything is so much handy now.
Right,
with
right,
that.
right.
But, so what has been your biggest challenge that you can think of? Other
My
than your
biggest
computer?
challenge?
Yeah, since you've
well,
become.
I don't really know,
I know, that's a tough one.
right?
I
Because I
mean, I
really
think we're just
haven't,
trying to deal with some of the software issues that we have, because we're getting new computers, like I told you, the
Yeah.
software's being updated. So in the interim, we're having a little bit of issues with trying to square away some technology things.
I would say, though, the
Right?
biggest challenge
think?
is so we've been doing a project, an
Oh,
AI
right.
project. So
Oh,
this is the
AI.
biggest challenge.
Yeah,
It's been done
really?
through this company,
Yeah.
but there's so many securities with our computers in the state, we can't even look at it right now
The
because,
file.
yeah, it should be ready to roll
So
this week.
Yeah, I think it's going to be ready to roll this week. The latest thing that happened as of yesterday, I don't think the state gave us enough file size to accept these secure files.
Mm-hmm.
So I've requested a larger increase.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're going to get it maybe even today.
Does AI scare you?
Yes.
It scares
Well,
me.
well, I think it's like, I look at it as, well, because I come from a
Yeah,
technology
so you're-
background,
you're-
so I look at it a little probably differently than a lot of people. I look at it as, it's like a stove. You got to treat it with respect. You're going to get
Right.
burnt if you don't use the stove right. You always teach, children to be, careful of the stove.
Yeah.
It's all about training people the right way how to use it. Can it be abused? Anything can be abused, right?
Yeah.
But we try to channel it in such a way that people use it for the good. There are always going to be people that probably use it for the wrong reasons.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it in real estate when I do a listing of a home. I would use AI to help me with the description when I list a property.
Oh, yeah, they'll
It's
give it to you.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Right.
really.
Yeah.
Hey, what would you say to the? 'Cause
I
I'm
would just
not-
I could actually just give them bullet points of how many bedrooms, baths, whatever it is,
Yeah.
corner lot. Can you give me a description for a listing? And it would give you all different variations. If you don't like that one, choose another one. Can
Right.
you, give me a new one?
I'm just scared.
It's
because
amazing.
people
But then I
can-
always alter it myself. I
People
mean,
can take your image and make you say things that you really
Right.
don't.
oh yeah,
say,
that stuff is definitely scary.
you know?
Right, right.
When you
Especially
look on
in
your
politics.
phone, you never
Well,
know
it's
what.
funny, I did say that at one point out, who is my father-in-law,
Yeah.
and what came up was amazing. And I said to my husband, look at this.
It tells
They
you
knew
all-
every single thing, but when I said who is my mother-in-law, they showed a different picture, totally different. They did write about her, but it was not her
Her
picture.
image, yeah.
Oh,
So I said, oh, they're not accurate.
yeah.
This isn't accurate
Right,
stuff,
Very
but
true. Very true.
it is scary.
Yeah. So what does the future hold for your organization down there at the registry?
Well, right, well, that project, I don't think we got into detail about it. What that project is an AI project where we're converting handwritten deeds, back in the day, they were in cursive,
Oh, yeah.
to text.
Oh,
And, we have another grantor grantee index where we're trying to get the names to be populated make sure that the names of the people are spelled correctly in the deeds.
how the heck does AI read some of that cursive? You read somebody's handwriting.
Yeah.
Some people,
Right.
you
I
can't
mean, it's
understand
not,
it.
right, so we still have to proof it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to
Right.
proof it.
So you have to input it
Yeah.
in some form or fashion, right?
Yeah, that's
It's
what we're
not
trying to
like
look
just
at, to
scanning
see
a
how good it
document.
is. That's
Yeah.
what we're trying to
I
look
mean,
at.
today, these kids they can't read.
They don't know how to read cursive.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean-
John and I had a discussion about reading, but when cursive came up during our discussion in the first hour, and one of the things is, obviously, they can't read cursive, they can't write
Right.
cursive. How do you sign a
Right.
check?
Right.
Right.
Today, it's all electronically. It tells you,
I know,
it tells you,
right,
you
click a
gotta give
button.
permission, and you type in your name, and there's your signature, but it's not really your signature. It's
Yeah.
generated by
Right.
the computer.
We had an intern actually work on a project where there was some cursive handwriting, and I thought they were joking with me, but they didn't know how to read cursive, so they were using an app to read what it is.
Right.
Yeah, so I thought they were joking. I mean, I grew up in Catholic school, penmanship was huge and cursive handwriting was huge, but I guess I forget that this generation doesn't know what cursive is.
Right.
Yeah, it's amazing. So, folks, we're here today with Karen Cassella, the Registrar of Deeds, recently elected. How long ago? Not that recent.
January.
No-
Is it 6
No.
months?
So I was sworn in January, but the
January,
election was last November.
Well, yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, that's good.
It's been a while, and Artie Santos is here also. So we were talking about computerization, and that's a challenge of today, and keeping it all above board and what have you, right?
Right.
Security is a huge
How
factor.
is in your mind, because you guys, every deed gets recorded with you guys, how is the housing market at this point? Based on what your registry is doing for business?
I think everything's really on the lower end right now. It's
Yeah.
slow.
Interest rates are still high, but we're hoping for the cut in September. September 16th and 17th, Fed Reserve Board's meeting.
Yeah.
So they're anticipating a quarter to a half a point drop.
What is the rates right now?
I think it's depending on which lender you go to and so forth. I'm thinking around about 6.5, I
Yeah,
think.
Yeah.
I think 6 too. I was going to say
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
So, John, you have any questions or anything you want to, comments?
I want to ask Artie about how many people try to get into your website to rip off stuff, and on the horizon right now is artificial intelligence.
Right.
So we're going to have somebody over there in China trying to steal my house,
Yeah.
and they're going to try to do it on a holiday weekend where they have 3 days to do it. What protections, you guys, is the state, whose job, is it your job?
No, it's actually the state. The state handles all that. Like I said, the file that I'm trying to receive right now from the state, from this third-party company that's doing the conversion for us, I can't receive it because that's how secure everything is,
Right.
and the file size.
It's-
They are really diligent, I will say, as to security. It's a big thing. But as to your question about, people stealing properties, what we're finding mostly, John, is it's on vacant pieces of property that do not have a mortgage on it. Those are the easiest ones.
Well, the Empire State
to-
Building doesn't have a mortgage on it, and I'm going to guess that'll be the first place a Chinaman buys.
That somebody from China might want to buy, yeah.
Through AI.
Through AI.
Yeah.
Wow. True, but we had a little discussion, you were out of the room, about how.
And I
does-
was making sure we're on LTC, but that's okay.
Right, that we just I wanted to check in on how our homeowners protected. Do they have to buy this?
Well, the system right now is fantastic, but when I look at the videos out there now of John, I watched one yesterday of Star Trek,
Yeah,
and they had William Shatner, all the stars back in their prime talking about stuff that was happening in 2025.
well,
All AI.
Oh, right.
where do you find that stuff? I don't even want to get on and fool around with that. I mean, I'm already scared of clicking on emails.
Well, Artie's a bigger geek than I am when it comes
Yeah,
Stay off the dark web.
I'm a science geek. I spend a lot of time on the computer.
Right.
yeah, yeah. So the AI is a a big deal.
Oh,
right?
definitely,
Right.
yeah. And like I said, the project we're working on right now involves AI.
Yeah.
It's converting cursive handwriting into text.
That's amazing,
It
isn't
is,
it?
it's
And
amazing.
you're going to see television taken over by AI. You're going to have fake broadcasters. That'll be all electronic. Radio, same thing. You're going to have broadcasters that don't exist. They have a
Really?
perfect pitch voice that you're going to love and be addicted
It's
to.
going to cut out the employment market for a lot of,
Well, John, if you can have an
Reporters.
employee, the best thing about computers is they don't take a day off. So you call me up on Christmas Day and you tell me your Uncle Tanush died and you want to know when did his wife die, I can go to the computer and it's eager to help me out. AI is eager to help me out 24/7. It doesn't care it's Thanksgiving.
right.
So
Right.
AI, and they work for, once the program's in the computer, it's free. Read all this script to the audience, and it just looks as handsome as ever, and read the news to you.
Yeah.
Right.
So some of the stuff we talked about earlier was obviously about people stealing properties and stuff
Right.
like that. So there, maybe you can repeat again that particular free service you
The
have to
consumer
sign up for.
Notification service, yeah, if you go to massrods.com, massrods.com.
John, can you bring that up so people can see? I think this is an important issue for many because there's a lot of products out there that people are trying
Right.
to
sell
sell
you,
you.
right, to
And
sell you.
I don't even know, what do they go for? Because I wouldn't even think of it other than you
Yeah.
get scared. It's like somebody stealing your social security number right away, you're going to protect yourself.
Right, right,
So you
right.
buy a
LifeLock,
service.
LifeLock or something like that?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I
LifeLock.
think it is something like that, I do.
Yeah.
The
So-
life-
This
Yep.
is Massrods, MASSRODS.com.
And then if
So
you click on the
click on-
link for Middlesex North, yeah,
There you go.
right there.
Going to give a little educational.
And
tool
then
here.
you scroll to the bottom, Joe, until you see the red. You'll see it. I put it in red. Keep
So look
going.
at Karen's pretty picture.
There you go.
Keep going. Yeah, there's all about
Look at
Karen
that.
right there. Registers message. And right there,
There you
protect
go.
your home.
Wow.
Sign up for our newly released consumer notification service, which is free of charge. And you can register up to 3 properties too. I meant to mention that to you earlier.
Wow.
So if you own more than one property.
So anybody can do
Click-
this.
Click on this red guy.
Right, so you see that, yeah, right there, sign up for consumer notification, yeah. And then it shows you the registries that participate in it. Actually, that probably should be updated, because I think just about all the registries do it now, the 21.
I'm not seeing, no.
You keep going? Oh, it's on there, keep going,
Stroll up. It's not, keep going, I think.
keep going.
Oh, it says right there, I see it, Middlesex North, it says Richard Howe. See it?
Uh-oh. That's got to be changed, Karen.
Okay, good.
We will update that.
Well, we're going to get that changed.
We will.
No, but at least you're on there.
Oh, yeah, yeah, but there are other ones.
Click on this, or what do I do?
Nope, right below, John, create account.
Create
Those are
an
the ones that
account.
are participating, it says, yep, and then
Accept.
accept, yep. And then you fill out the drop-down, so you select
it's
your
as easy-
registry office. Yeah, it's very simple.
And it's as easy.
But
Yeah,
John,
you did it.
John already
You
did it,
did.
so,
Yeah.
yeah, so you don't want to do it again, John. But, right, but if anybody needs help, again, call our office, 978-322-9000.
Right. And then everyone should actually look to see on our website if they have a homestead, and if they don't, they should think about having that. So we're going to start doing some homestead seminars. We're
Oh, that's
talking
good.
about estate planning seminars coming
Oh,
up.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That seems to be a big thing,
No,
the
estate
estate
Yeah,
planning
we
is
get a lot of
important, yeah.
estate planning documents coming into the registry.
Right. And a lot of people, they just want to ask questions about,
Sure,
Trust.
978-322-9000.
Okay, thanks.
So these estate planning seminars, you have, obviously it's in the planning stages, right?
right.
Right.
So when do you think you'll be doing some of that?
Well, we were hoping maybe October we'll start one and
Mm-hmm.
go from there, see how it goes, see what, who shows up.
Sure. That's,
So-
It's a very specialized area of the law, so you really need like an estate planning attorney to handle these type of matters, but we can give them some guidance.
So how many properties are actually registered at your agency, at the registry of deeds? How many deeds do you really have there? And Like,
Are you talking overall, are you
Yeah.
talking monthly, or what are you talking?
yeah, overall, how
Oh,
many? Hundreds,
my
thousands.
Well, it's every single property that's in
Yeah,
the 10
any
cities and
property,
towns.
yeah.
What's the average monthly deeds that get recorded?
Trying to
Now
think
that it's
off the top.
down, it's obviously down from
Do you
real
remember the
estate.
number?
Yeah, I did bring stuff.
Sorry, I'm throwing these
No, that's
questions.
okay,
at you,
it's okay.
And I understand you can't have everything off the top of your head, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Right?
No. We were
John, you
just going
enjoying
through a
that
few things.
brownie? John, how was dinner club last night? We got to get Karen to come to
Yeah,
a dinner club.
I know. So we've been taking in like between 400 to 500, sometimes 600 deeds per month.
Wow.
That's low compared to like,
That's low.
oh, yeah. Oh, my
Yep.
God, back in the heyday, how many, Karen, do you think there were? There was
Oh, I know. We had lines out the door. We used to be right over here in this courthouse.
Okay.
Oh,
There
my
would be a
God.
line going out the door to record.
So, a big
So-
day, they would have not just deeds,
900.
800 to 900 a day.
Wow.
A day.
Wow. Wow.
So,
So if the rates go down, we're anticipating a flurry of business.
You
Right.
think that the rate goes down by a quarter of a point?
It's kind of, yeah, I think, I mean,
That's not going to do it.
I would say rule of thumb generally, at least
One
used to be
point.
1 point.
Yeah. I don't see this Fed doing
Yeah,
that.
well,
Not by a point.
they're saying that there'll be potentially 3 decreases.
So-
So what that amounts to, I don't know.
Yeah, it'd probably be a quarter each time, they'll
know.
stretch
Right.
it out. A
Yeah.
lot of this Fed stuff is all related to politics, unfortunately.
right.
I know.
And they don't
Right.
want to see
Yeah.
the current administration succeed in any way, so they'll, as we used the term earlier today, they'll slow walk this whole thing. So I understand what the administration's frustrations are in trying to get the Fed to do the right
John, I
thing.
just want to back
Well,
up,
it's-
back up for 1 second, okay? One of the reasons there was a line out the door at the registry was before Dick Howe came along, none of this was online.
right.
So if you wanted to check the status of
That's a good point,
who
John.
owns this property now, the only way you could find out was you had to go and stand in line at the registry of deeds.
Right.
And now,
You can record electronically. You
thanks
don't
to
have-
Dick Howe
Yeah.
and his, and now Karen Cassella, it's a thing where you can go online and see who really does own the property, what banks have a lien on it, you can find out instantly.
Right. You can
Instead
see,
of, get on the registry and wait. Because I would have people parking our parking lot, John, there's no place left to park on the street, can I park in your parking lot?
right.
Right.
Oh, well,
And those, thanks to
But,
computers.
right, and the line was for just recording
Yeah.
sales.
Yeah,
Like,
not
we
even
were-
just to look at the computer, to actually record new deals.
wow.
Yeah, it was
Right?
so busy.
That's how busy it was. I mean, it was insane. I mean, it was so busy at one point that I know the person that was in my position, Richard Regan, he would actually just go up to the counter to let the girls go to the bathroom. That's
Yeah.
how crazy busy it
Yeah,
was.
Right.
I get it.
I mean, it was insane.
Wow. Well, hopefully
But
that,
with the prices too today,
Oh,
I mean,
nuts.
it's
A
crazy.
young couple, I mean, how do they purchase a
Right.
home? With the high prices and high interest rates,
I know.
you know, back to
Yeah,
back.
some of the houses in Tewksbury, 800 grand, 900 grand.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
do you think that'll really come down? Do you think those prices are gonna come down to I mean, when I think of the first house that I owned, I mean, I bought a 3-family in Chelsea that was vacant and needed a lot of work, but I bought it in the 70s. I paid $5,000
Well,
for a
John, ask
3-family.
yourself, how, is the,
5,000.
My
Is the
parents paid
economy humming or
11,000
not?
for a
Yeah.
3-family that we have,
the
yeah.
economy's humming, it's only gonna race even further when these manufacturing plants come back to the USA.
You're right.
I mean, Hasbro just said, we're coming back to Massachusetts. I think that's a
Right.
family thing where they were in Massachusetts, they went to Rhode Island, now they're coming back.
Where were they located? Were they in Salem, Massachusetts? Or there was one, a monopoly was made in Salem.
I don't know, my guess is somebody's wife said, I want to go back to Massachusetts, and that's where we're going.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, there's billions of dollars on the table to be spent for manufacturing, but how fast is that gonna come?
But it's coming.
It is.
Right.
You believe it is, huh?
Well, just the chip, there's only one place we can get a computer chip, Thailand. The only place.
Yeah.
We got to put a stop to it. We have to make our chips here.
That was a huge mistake in my view of offshoring all
John,
this stuff back in the Clinton
Look at your
days.
tie. Where was your tie made?
Yeah, sad. It's sad.
Taiwan, China,
What did Lowell make back in the heyday?
the ties.
The ties?
The shirts.
Shoes?
Hathaway shirts came from Lowell.
Wow. And that's the downfall of towns like Lowell or
If you don't move with the times,
Lawrence.
Right,
those
you
right.
don't
guys.
move away from it. But now things are coming back, so I'm happy for that. And the economy's just gonna hum, and whatever you're buying for a house now, you're gonna say in 25 years from now, I wish I bought two.
Right.
What, you think the interest rates, as an offshoot for this, you think the lowering of the interest rates is going to help products in the grocery store? Why are products so high still?
The
I know
reason,
the cost of eggs
John,
was
I
the
don't
big
know
thing.
Yeah, I don't know about the relationship there. I don't,
Right.
you take a quick trip to Florida,
Yeah,
spend 2 weeks down there and go to the grocery store. You're tickled pink to come back up to Massachusetts.
I know.
Because Market Basket keeps the prices down.
yeah.
Down at Walmart, down in Texas, they're mad as hell at Artie Demoulas because he keeps the prices down. And if Artie Demoulas doesn't
We'll see what the
regain
three
control
sisters
of the
do, right?
Demulas,
yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen with the three sisters, but,
so if he doesn't regain control, prices are gonna, we'll have Florida prices up here.
Right.
And you think his prices affect the other conglomerates like Stop and Shop and Hannaford's and all those?
John, the reason
I
people
think
can't
so.
charge
They wanna be
$10,000 for a
competitive.
funeral is because we don't.
Yeah,
Stop and Shop just
They know
actually
what
said
prices
they
are.
reducing, not just like prices here and there, they say thousands of prices. There's new signage out.
oh, they're
Yeah.
coming down,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
just
So what
recently,
we
that was
see
recent.
too, though, at the registry, people they get adjustable rate mortgages because the rates are high.
I remember,
Which
yeah.
we had this,
Influx of adjustable,
And
and there'll
it's-
be a point when they'll be getting out of those.
well,
Right.
they want to,
Yeah.
but who knows when
Do you
life
think
brings
the
you.
rates will ever go down to the threes again?
No,
I don't think so.
I know.
We never. who
I
ever
hate to
thought
say that
we-
because I know people are very optimistic and they wanna
Yeah.
believe that, but in my heart of hearts, I don't think so.
Right.
We just sold our house in.
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I hope I'm wrong.
I
but-
hope you're wrong too, because,
Yeah.
but who would have thought that we would get interest rates down to the threes and
Right.
Right,
under three sometimes during that whole time after the housing crash, right?
I know.
Do we need another housing crash for that to happen? I hope not,
Right.
because there's be an awful lot of people in the breadlines.
Well, you can start to see more of the order of notices are coming through.
that's the beginning of the foreclosure process.
So,
Yeah.
is that you?
And that's a school teacher, I think, one of the
Oh.
school teachers, who knows? So we had the horn bleeping in the background.
Right? So that's why I think people should, if they don't have a homestead, think about putting that on, because who knows where, what could happen in the future, and
That's a good segue into back to
you have the adjustable
registry.
rate, you don't know.
Yeah. Now, homesteads, you used to have to prod the attorneys to get them. Now, isn't it part of your mortgage? Isn't it part of your whole
No.
process that they're saying, do you want
I
us to
mean,
do a
as an
homestead?
attorney,
Oh, yes.
I would say, yeah, you
Right.
should put a homestead on.
And
That's what I would do.
What's
but-
the average cost for a person to put a homestead
Well,
on?
at the registry, it's $35 to record, but whatever the attorney charges to draft it.
Okay.
But we have state forms too, so the state has forms.
So
Right.
you can do it without an attorney?
Exactly.
And can you do that online too?
You can come in with that.
Come in.
Yeah, you can't do it online, but you
Okay.
can bring
Because
need
it
the
has to be
35 bucks.
notarized.
Notarized.
Right, you could print the form off of the website.
You guys taking money?
We
down
do,
there?
we
Taking
only
cash?
take
We take
cash or
cash
check,
or
we don't do
check,
debit
no
cards.
debit. No debit or
No
credit.
credit card still?
No.
No,
Why is that?
we don't.
Galvin doesn't want to.
Well, I think
won't.
there's a fee incurred using it,
Yeah.
but I don't quite understand because I do know that other parts of the state, they do
Yeah.
have,
Well,
you can
like
credit card.
Registry
So
of
what
motor
you do is you
vehicles.
move it up to $40,
Right,
and if you pay cash, it's an extra $5 for you.
Yeah.
If you pay with your credit card, it's absorbed by the $40.
Or you just state it at the time you're doing it, that you have to pay a percentage.
Right, what the
of-
fee is.
For the fee, whatever the fee is, and just
And I think
pass
the
it
average
along.
person wouldn't blink
You
an eye.
can't do that.
Exactly.
You can't do that and
For the
take your credit card.
convenience.
The bank won't let you take credit cards.
Do you do that with funerals? Do you take credit cards?
We take credit cards, but we absorb the
You
cost.
absorb the cost.
You cannot say, okay, I think we pay 2.5%.
Yeah.
So we can't add the 2.5% to your bill.
I see, yeah.
Is that a law?
If, yeah,
It's a law for funeral homes?
it's a law for banks, no, it's not a law, it's an agreement with the credit card company.
Okay.
So I make a contractual agreement with my credit card company.
That
I'm
you
going
won't
to
pass
accept
it on.
MasterCard, Discover.
So why can a city or town do it? Like in Drake, I know when we paid our
The
water
bank
bill or
will,
whatever.
the bank will tear up your agreement.
Oh, they will tear up it? But the city, I know in Drake it charges you. They say to do it by a card or you can do it by a check, right? You do it by card, we're gonna charge you the
Does
2%?
Drake, how does Drake get, I use my credit card to pay my real estate tax in Drake.
Yeah,
What happens?
you can pay, well, if you're using your credit card, you're gonna pay a fee.
Versus,
pay the fee.
versus a check, right?
Okay, my takeaway from the law, and I'm not a lawyer, Artie is, and I'm not that- and Artie can't know everything. They can tear up the town's agreement.
Look at Artie can make believe he knows everything and get away with it because he's a lawyer,
No,
right?
that's what John,
But I do feel like even restaurants, I mean, I've seen it.
Yes.
They charge you, it will say
Well,
there's a
when I-
sign, if you're using your credit card, there'll be
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
percentage.
If I go to pay my real estate taxes in Lowell, I live in Lowell, there is, depending on what option you choose, there's a fee, yeah.
Right,
There is,
like a handling fee, so to speak, you know?
or processing or whatever they call it,
Processing,
yeah,
whatever they call it, yeah.
right.
So they're breaking the law.
my takeaway from the-
They're breaking the law.
the credit card company can tear up your agreement.
John would laugh because, he calls me cheap. I'm cheap, right?
No, the cheap, let me straighten out the cheap
Cheap.
story, okay? Zimini comes on here like 25 years ago, when we first started doing City Life. John was always generous with his time, he'd come by, and he said, Drake, it's cheap. I said,
No, we're
John,
frugal, very frugal and very.
John, you gotta use the word frugal. He comes back, that's too many letters.
Fiscally responsible.
Yeah, that's
Too many letters.
fiscally responsible.
How about
You're
that one?
Absolutely right.
Right?
So when I go and they tell me, well, due to pay my water bill, if you use your debit card, you're gonna have to pay $5 extra. If you use a check, so I said, well, I forgot my checkbook. Go home and get the checkbook. I just spent the amount of money in gas just to get the
To get it,
checkbook.
right? I
I
know.
could have just paid
I'm gonna
the
blow
damn-
through these texts quick. Great to hear Mr. Hoey's voice today. That's from Bart. When COVID was around, they had a ton of blinking signs to get the jab from Jay. That's in reference to your voting today in Lowell.
Yes.
We don't have any
Right,
signs.
Okay.
It's the famous lemon cookies. No, we're not. I don't know what Karen made. They're like brownies, but they're a bump up from brownies. They're wicked good. So back over
You
you
make
guys.
lemon cookies too?
Oh, yeah, she does.
I
She
know.
makes a lot of things.
God. You'd be.
I packed on a couple pounds since I,
I'll bet.
Start at the registry,
I'm a big
just saying.
cookie guy. My wife says,
I-
"Oh,
yeah.
oh, I have a sweet tooth too, it's terrible.
terrible thing."
Yeah.
No, so I've been trying to do cake pops now.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
so.
Yeah.
How do you do that? How's a cake pop? I mean, you roll it like a
Yeah,
meatball.
yeah, so, yeah.
The dough. Yeah. And you put it.
Amazing, yeah. And she
Because
makes
you have
it,
to pre-bake, you have to make the cake first,
Oh,
and then you have to,
make the cake and then.
just the cake, and then you have to add
Get something to hold it together.
right,
Yeah.
and then you let it, put it in the refrigerator, then you dip them in chocolate. I'm struggling to keep the sticks
When are we gonna
straight.
have a food segment where we
Right?
can have Karen come in and show us how to make these cake pops? You know?
Good stuff.
Right?
or a spinach pie is delicious,
Oh, I
just
know,
saying.
I haven't.
Just saying.
I
She hasn't made it in
make
a little
good
bit,
spinach
but.
pie.
just
I know,
saying.
everyone reminds me.
You thank God Bob Hoey
I know, I
called in
think the
today.
next time, John, I'll make a spinach pie.
Okay, it'll
Well, let me
go.
know that day, I
Yeah.
want to come in for that, I love spinach pie, that'll be a day I'll come on.
Right.
It's always been, it's been a pleasure having you today, Karen, it's good that the people get to see you. How often do you
Right.
get to go out? Do you do radio and other things, or other cable shows across the
no.
Middlesex County?
No, not at
So
all.
how many towns and cities are in the northern
10,
10?
10.
yeah.
And there's 50 some odd in all of Middlesex County, right?
What, registries?
Now, how many registries are in the
21 registries
in the Commonwealth?
in the state, yeah.
Yeah, and how many in Middlesex County?
So there's the Middlesex North and the Middlesex South.
So
Yeah,
and
so
you
there's, I
each-
think,
They-
44 for
maybe-
South.
Yeah, I think something like 40-something, yeah.
Wow.
So Karen, interesting point
Yeah.
about cash. You guys take cash.
We
We do.
take cash.
City Lowell does not take cash.
Oh, really?
So when I pay you cash,
Yep.
physically, what happens to that money?
Oh, good
I
point.
hand it over to you, you
Yeah.
give me a receipt. Now, how do you prevent thievery?
Well, we
We have a safe.
So what's that?
and we deposit it the next day.
Yeah.
All our cash goes right into the
Well,
bank.
the theory is,
Right.
you know, if you have cash, it's tempting. Somebody can say, well, you know, I lost a lot of money
Well,
at the
we had a
track
guy,
last night.
it started off with the guy picking the
Well,
quarters.
no, we have drawers
The
that have
quarters
the
out of the copy.
balance.
Remember the guy who took all the quarters out of the copy machine?
Oh, yeah. That was the register of probate, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Whatever.
From
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Cambridge.
And then we had
I do remember
John
that.
Bonomo?
then we had
Is it
a
John
clerk,
Bonomo?
Yeah.
clerk of Lowell taking extra money out of the till on a Friday when he needed some extra dough, and just took it like it was his money. And he eventually got caught, so maybe the city's accepting cash now? I don't think that they
Didn't
are.
we have that
Alright.
in Drake it too?
Well, no, I
Town
mean,
treasurer? One of our treasurers?
Well, who was
Was
it
borrowing
Tingsboro
money.
found $100,000 in a drawer someplace? Tingsboro had a, so the
It doesn't-
government's
it
not
doesn't
too good
doesn't
taking care of
surprise
cash.
me.
That's why I'm asking, what's the?
well, we have to balance our drawers every single night, so
And we
there's
have
no way they.
someone else always initiates.
just
gonna
whatever.
ask that.
We do, oh, absolutely.
people.
Two people.
Right.
People
Yep.
counting the money.
Yeah,
Yep,
and then
that's
when
right.
we,
Like having multiple people counting ballots to eliminate fraud, and it's still fraud,
So the
some way
next
or
day you
another.
make the deposit?
right.
So does the Brinks pick up the money, or do you guys bring it to the bank?
No, we have to bring the cash to the bank, but we automatically can deposit the checks, right?
checks, we scan
We
in.
scan them, right? We have a
Just like
scanner
you can
into
do
the
at home, you
bank.
can do it right here.
Right,
Scan a check right here, right?
Yeah,
My wife is
so-
doing that all the time. I say,
Right.
you're kidding me, we don't have to go to the bank anymore to make a deposit, you know?
Yeah.
They're good at it.
I like going to the bank, so,
right?
but I'm old, it's
But
okay.
No,
why
I
do you
think
like-
I think the employees appreciate when they see someone coming in. I do. I
Yeah.
feel like,
Oh, I
where have
think
you
so,
been?
too.
They always,
Yeah.
they're so friendly and they look forward to seeing different people.
Yeah, because it's boring sitting
I
there
know,
with nobody
right?
coming in the place, you know? Very boring. So, John, what's coming up on the show tomorrow? Do we
Just
have?
look that up now, John.
Yeah, because we're getting down to 3 minutes. We got 3 minutes left, so, and normally if you were a candidate, we'd say,
Well,
ask the
tomorrow's
people.
day after
Right.
election, so we have the tissue boxes here for the three that
Oh.
are gonna. But Greg Papst is gonna come tomorrow, and Mike Dillon Jr., along with
Greg
Linda
Papst?
Bouncer.
Nice.
A
Linda
great
Bouncer.
host.
I know. I love Greg.
Greg's a great guy. Talk to him all the time. He is not a better guy to talk to about elections and histories.
Right?
And,
Oh, I know.
He worked in the Secretary of States, and he was, worked in Congress.
Yeah.
For, what was it, Chet Atkins did he work for? I think it was Chet Atkins.
He's a great guy.
Yeah. So, what do you want to tell the people out there?
They should-
Well, we close. We got 2 minutes left, less than 2 minutes. What do you want to tell the people? How welcoming you are, and come on down.
Right.
Come
Oh,
on
yeah.
down if you have it.
Definitely. If you have any questions regarding the consumer notification, give us a call. Come on in. Homesteads, come on down. We can help you fill out the form. We have notaries there. You can record them. They used to be protect your property up to 500. It's now 1 million. And things have shifted a little bit, so if you're over 62, you both husband and wife can file, and it's a $2 million protection. It will cost you 70, but it's well worth it, especially today, we don't know what, the future holds, so for that $70 or 35, it's definitely
Well
something
worth
worth, looking into, making sure you have it, and, putting on that second form if you can.
Yeah.
So-
And let me ask you this, Karen.
Yeah.
Do you have a snack bar so when people come in?
Well, we all tend to bring in a lot of food, so there is stuff at the,
Right.
just amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
but-
Because Halloween, we'll have bowls of candy,
Oh,
so,
nice.
yes.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's
We're
one of
gonna
the stops.
decorate the office,
I'm sure they
too.
get did Karen make any goodies today?
Yeah,
Right.
that's good. That's very good.
One
So-
of the interns actually made a comment about it,
Oh.
how much he loved, like, oh my gosh, every single day there's some food.
So much
there's
food. We bring in
sweets,
donuts.
Got 10
and stuff
seconds,
like that,
kids.
too.
What's that?
All
10
right, everyone
seconds?
in Lowell, go out and vote
Yeah,
today.
be sure to
Yes.
vote.
Thank you for watching us tonight, today rather. It's been an early morning, Johnny, and I hope you get out and vote. And John, thanks for having me today. Thank you, Karen.
John, you're the
Thank you,
best.
Artie.
Nice to
Have
see
a
you.
We'll
great
see you
day.
tomorrow.
Have a great day.
All right, take
All right.
care.